We're learning more tonight about the tornadoes that touched down across the state last night.
Yeah, behind us is a look at some of the damage across the area. We now know at least 3 tornadoes hit the Miami Valley out of the 10 statewide. Tonight, the community is cleaning up downed trees, power lines, and a lot of structural damage.
The National Weather Service was out surveying that damage all day today. And again, they've confirmed an EF2 along the Auglaize-Mercer County line, another EF2 in Coldwater, that's also in Mercer County, an EF1 confirmed in Darke County. So let's send it right over to Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters. So Natalie, can you map this out for us?
Yeah, a very active night across the Miami Valley with those 3 that we just mentioned there. As far as wind speeds with those, you can see the one in Mercer County, which started near Fort Recovery, made its way into the Coldwater area. That had winds of 120 miles per hour at EF2, Mercer Auglaize County with winds of 130 miles per hour. Darke County EF1, max winds of 110 miles per hour. And National Weather Service has been working very hard, so they still have damaged survey, and ratings will eventually come out within these next several days. But for right now, no rating for 5 tornadoes in Warren County, as well as Clinton County, the Blanchester one not yet rated, and then the latest one they just found in Butler County south of Oxford that's not rated yet as well. But they will have that information for us as we head into these next several days, as it is of course a lot of damage to survey after those storms that made their way through. We do have some storms in the forecast for tonight. Level 1 threat for severe storms. Overall, much lower of a risk than what we had yesterday. Can't rule out an isolated stronger storm. You can actually see where these storms are firing up across the area. A little lightning through parts of Greene County, even into Preble County, a little storm there. We'll continue to monitor that, but most of the storms have been situated south of our region. Still tornadic activity going through parts of Illinois and now for areas in the south. 70s and 60s across the area. Tomorrow, though, we're tracking those showers. Going to be a cooler day with highs only in the upper 60s.
Well, the city of Greenville now coming together after an EF1 tornado tore through that area. The high school football stadium you see behind me and the tennis courts, they took a major hit. Lydia Bias breaks down how things are looking there and the next steps.
Luckily, there was no damage done to the actual high school building here in Greenville. However, they are still without power, which is why classes were canceled on Wednesday. Now, what you see up above me here is that the football stadium's press box was destroyed, on top of equipment sheds and part of the tennis courts, which you're looking at right now, with major damage. However, it's not just damage to the school district here, but this entire surrounding neighborhood.
That pine tree kind of hangs over on our side, but it was completely uprooted, took out a lot of our fencing, and then fell into our neighbor's yard. So it went across 3 yards.
Despite the destruction that Greenville is facing, speaking with residents on Wednesday serves as a reminder that neighbors still want to help one another in times of need.
For the most part, we are a pretty tight community and do help one another out when, the need arises.
If you are a Greenville resident who was impacted by Tuesday night's storms, head to the Greenville Police Department Facebook page where they've shared how you should go about getting debris off of your property, along with some other storm management tips. Back to you.
Well, those storms leading to power outages there, you're looking live at the AES Ohio's outage map now. You can see more than 1,200 are still without power in the Greenville area in the dark. And because the lights are out, Greenville City Schools will be closed again tomorrow, all due to not having power.
We now go to Mercer County tonight, where the National Weather Service confirmed 2 of those tornadoes touched down. As Eli Burgett shows us, the community is already helping one another clean up from the storms.
The National Weather Service confirmed that a tornado did in fact touch down in Mercer County last night, causing damage to several properties in the Mercer County area. Several homes lost power and extensive damages were reported on Burrville and Guadalupe roads, amongst others. But even in times as bleak as these, the people of Mercer County are willing to lend a hand to their fellow man.
We never really worry about that kind of stuff. We don't worry about the materialistic stuff. Everybody comes together and always helps out. So.
Primarily an agricultural community, Mercer County was heavily affected by the storm last night. While the county's emergency management agency is still calculating the extent of the damage in the area, the people of Mercer have been working for hours to clean up their neighbors' homes.
Since about 8 o'clock this morning, we all started family, friends, get together. When you live in a small community, it's goes pretty fast. You don't really worry about the materialistic stuff because everybody's going to be around to help and be there for you.
Hundreds of people from surrounding homes leapt at the chance to help their community in need. Homeowners in the area told me that they live in a community where people are always willing to lend a hand when given the chance. The neighbors I spoke to today also said that they will continue the cleanup until the work is done. Back to you.
Now, 5 of those 9 confirmed tornadoes touched down in Warren County alone. Of the 10 total tornadoes. Morella Porter is in Salem Township and spoke to people there about what they heard and saw.
Neighbors say that all of this just got ugly really quickly.
It sounded like there was just a big old train, just coming right on top of my house. It was sort of scary there for a minute.
The light of day revealed this mess. It's hard to believe his home, for the most part, was untouched.
I'm really, really thankful for, just being here. Really, it was scary, and I know it could have been a whole heck of a lot different.
Massive trees were snapped and uprooted. A vacant little white house next door crushed. The roof was ripped off a burgundy home on the other side. The scraps blown into Coffey's yard.
Also devastation in Butler County's Riley Township as well. The NWS confirming a tornado touchdown there. It brought strong winds, which uprooted trees, took down buildings. People there saw power outages, street closures, all because of flash flooding. There was significant damage to Jennifer Vollmer's property, which has been in her family for 100 years.
A semi-truck that is turned over. There's a grain cart on the other side of the barn that is flipped over. Several hay wagons. That's a hay wagon there on those hay bales. It's been ripped apart. The barn doors, we don't know where they are at this time, but they are missing.
Thankfully, the family and their livestock were not hurt.
Of course, when it comes to severe weather, your photos and videos help us tell the story, so please send them in. It's so easy to do. Grab your phone and scan that QR code. That'll take you to the Chime In page where you can upload all of that directly to us. So if you do have something from last night and you want to share, that's how you can do it. You might even see it here on Dayton 24/7 now.
You're not hurt, correct? But he did shoot your window out?
Yeah, I shot my window out with something. It's laying here in my lap.
Tonight we have new information about a road rage incident that led to an officer-involved shooting in Huber Heights. Now, police say a 911 caller said that someone was shooting at them from their car, rammed into his car. The 911 caller then pulls into a Shell gas station when the suspect shot at him again. When officers got there, the suspect drove off, leading to a police chase. Police say the suspect then got out of the car, armed with an AR-15 style rifle, and aimed it at officers. Now, officers shot the suspect, who then ran. He was later found and taken to the hospital.
We now know the identity of the person who died after being hit by a car this morning near the Dayton Mall. Troopers identified him as 46-year-old Kevin Lake. The crash happened on 725 near Mad River Road. Troopers say Lake was crossing the road in an area not marked for pedestrians and stepped in front of a car's path. He was pronounced dead on scene. The driver was not hurt and is cooperating. This does remain under investigation.
Dayton City Commissioners trying to help more people become first-time home buyers through down payment assistance. An agreement approved with County Corp Home Ownership Center last week.
Now, Jenna Lee Borick found out if the program will actually help get people in homes. So, Jenna Lee, how much money is being dedicated to the program?
$500,000, Elise, is being dedicated toward this program. It's coming from the Dayton Recovery Plan funds, which is federal money that was given to the city of Dayton to help recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. I asked the president of County Corp who this program is meant to help.
It's intended to be for buyers of homes that are going to use those homes as their primary residency. It's not for investors. It really is to establish home ownership opportunities in the city.
The city of Dayton is helping first-time home buyers or buyers who haven't owned a home in 3 years with their down payment. $500,000 of Dayton Recovery Plan money was approved by the City Commission last week. County Corp will be working with qualifying buyers. Rachel Gannon, a Dayton real estate agent, says assistance like this is needed.
10 years ago, a first-time home buyer was looking for, a house around $100,000, and now I'm seeing first-time home buyers buying $200,000, $300,000, and $400,000 houses.
People who qualify will get up to 10% of the price of the home or a maximum of $10,000 as down payment assistance. Purchases in Dayton Recovery Plan neighborhoods like Wolf Creek, Edgemont, Miami Chapel, Carolyn, Old North Dayton, and Five Oaks are the primary focus for the financial assistance, but people can get this help if they're moving to other neighborhoods too. As for repayment,
these are not going to require repayment unless you move out in the first 5 years.
the median listing price of a home in Dayton was $165,000 in March of this year, according to Realtor.com, making Dayton a seller's market. Gannon says any assistance is excellent with high interest rates, low inventory, and one other thing.
Another thing to address is the astronomical closing costs with some of the lenders right now. I've seen closing costs $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000.
This program is expected to help about 40 home buyers. Applications will be taken soon, and it will run through June 2026. They'll also be helping some people through this program who are close to being mortgage ready, but not quite there yet. If you'd like more information, you can call the number on your screen, or you can visit the web article on Dayton247now.com. Back to you.
Funding for a new program aimed to help first-time home buyers. We actually just talked about that, so we'll send it right over to Natalie.
Yeah, we got some rain in the forecast as well as much cooler air sliding its way into. That's coming up. Here's a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown now pushing the Biden administration to ban all Chinese vehicles with internet capabilities. He says it's a national security threat for every American that owns one, and that it's an economic problem of losing jobs and tax credits to Chinese workers.
Well, presidents of both parties have had this wrong. All these tax credits should apply to American jobs, American workers, American companies. And it's really as simple as that.
Now, Senator Brown says we should be trying to make and buy more things made in the USA.
The 34th Annual Violence Prevention Project Awards ceremony was held today at the Masonic Temple. Throughout the past year, students from different schools across Montgomery County took part in creative projects related to violence prevention. Contestants made posters and wrote essays aimed at raising awareness on the issue of all types of violence in the community. City leaders say prevention is the best medicine to stop violence.
We have about 1,000 contestants this year who entered our program throughout the county. And so it's just a real testament to having not only us bring it to their attention, but the teachers and parents and guardians actually confronting these issues with the students, with their kids.
Winners' artwork will be featured in next year's violence prevention calendar.
Well, very active day across the state of Ohio yesterday. Confirmed tornado count up to 45 for Ohio. And I do want to point out the rest of these numbers are preliminary numbers from the Storm Prediction Center. So they may be actually a little bit lower, but it does just go to show you how we're very high up there as far as rankings for the amount of tornadoes for the year thus far. 67 top spot in Texas. Numbers really went up over these past several weeks through parts of the Plain States. It's been very active there. But yeah, 45 thus far, 10 just so far with the storms that we saw yesterday, and potentially could see even more reports as we head into these next 24 hours or so as they're still surveying damage. As far as what's going on right now, we do have showers developing along this boundary with us. Most of the rain and severe storms have been situated to our south, but we're going to continue to monitor some showers heading into the overnight hours. Very low wind risk for a stronger storm or two, but this shows this line lifting northward. This is about 4 a.m. And then during the day tomorrow, we'll be dealing with some scattered showers, maybe a storm or two. We'll get up into the upper 60s. We clear out on Friday, much cooler, only in the lower 60s, with another chance for rain arriving early into the day on Saturday.
Former President Donald Trump's classified documents trial has been postponed indefinitely. The judge's order claims significant issues linked to classified evidence that needs to be cleared up before the case can go to a jury. Now, the trial was originally set for May, but we don't now know when the trial will actually take place, as the judge says it could take up until late July to process everything.
Tonight, President Biden saying for the first time that he'll halt shipments of American weapons to Israel if Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu orders a major invasion of Rafah. He also acknowledged that U.S.-made weapons have been used to kill civilians in Gaza. Now, this is after the U.S. paused a shipment of bombs to Israel last week. Tonight, we've learned it included 3,500 bombs weighing 502,000 pounds. Now, a U.S. official says the impact of the 2,000 bombs is the biggest concern, especially if used on a densely populated area like Rafah.
In addition to, of course, targeting Hamas, the fact is that it would be almost impossible for them to distinguish between civilian targets and Hamas targets.
Now, the president has repeatedly warned against invading Rafah. Israel began airstrikes there Monday. The IDF has now expanded to ground operations. More than 1 million civilians are sheltering there after Israel forced them to evacuate there.
We now want to give you a live look from our Eco Plumbers Skycam. This is a look over the city of Miami's Berg. Tonight, things much quieter over the Miami Valley, and we want to send it out to Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters.
We'll dry for now here on our Watson's weather patio, but we do have some surrounding showers, couple of storms, and that will be the trend overnight into the day tomorrow. And then another chance for rain during the day on Saturday. So it's already been a pretty soggy month thus far. And additionally, we could see another ½ inch of rain, maybe up to 3/4 of an inch of precipitation on top of what we've seen for the month of May. Overall, plan on some more showers, though. On and off showers tomorrow, maybe a couple of storms, and then our next chance will be on Saturday with temperatures much cooler, back below normal for this time of the year. Upper 60s tomorrow. Lower 60s for our Friday, and then we rebound back into the 70s by later into next week. we start to see temperatures climb. Rain chances will be with us too, but I'll have a look at that 7-day coming up.
A local nonprofit continuing to help Dayton Children's Hospital, how much they gave today and the decades-long impact it's had in the area.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now. Well, a Little Exchange Find Gift Shop presented its annual check to Dayton Children's Hospital today in downtown Dayton. Today's $140,000 check brings the Little Exchange's lifetime giving to over $2 million. They said they'd be thrilled to keep giving back to the Dayton community.
Everyone who makes an effort to shop local and to shop for a cause, every time a customer comes in, whether it's a small purchase, a large purchase, whether they're bidding on an auction item at the holidays, all of those things add up to make a big impact for the hospital and the work that they do.
The one-of-a-kind gift shop has been doing this for the past 74 years.
Get ready, you could win some extra money from Mom this week by playing Mother's Day Mania. We're giving away a $100 prepaid debit card every single day. Just watch Your Day every morning for the Mother's Day Mania QR code. Get the question right and you could win the daily $100 prize and be entered for a chance to win the $5,000 weekly drawing. Play Mother's Day Mania. You don't have to be a mom to win.
The Cincinnati Reds going for their first win in more than a week would it come tonight at home against the Diamondbacks. And also some news today regarding a now one-time Dayton Dragon moving up in the minors. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.